Welcome back to the Harchava podcast, and today, 12. We have arrived. 12 days, 12 tribes, 12 months of possibility opening up in front of us, and today we land in the energy of Naftali and the month of Adar. And it is so fitting that we end here because Adar is joy, Naftali is motion, and Geula is both. Joy in motion. Not the kind of joy where you just slap it on top of discomfort and pretend everything is fine. I'm talking about joy that comes after cracking open. Joy that comes because you've moved and done the work. The kind that rises up and says that even after all of this, I am still here and I still choose to live with my whole heart. Yaakov blesses Naftali as a swift deer who delivers beautiful words. He brings this sense of agility and expression and the kind of grace that only comes when you've learned how to move through life, through challenge, not around it. And that's honestly what Adar teaches us also. It's the month of Purim where Hashem's name is hidden, but everything is orchestrated for redemption. It's the month where what was upside down gets turned right side up again, where what looked like chaos became revelation. And in Chassidus, we say that simcha poretz geder, that joy breaks through barriers. The thing is, real joy isn't just a mood. It's not this toxic positivity, smile and everything's fine, yay. Joy, deep inner joy, is what dissolves the internal walls we didn't even know were holding us back. It's what cracks open fear. It's what shatters shame. It's what says, I don't need to wait to feel whole. I'm already breaking free. And that's exactly what we're about to do as we move into Pesach. Pesach isn't a commemoration. It's a portal into our own sense of freedom. Mitzrayim, Egypt, is not just a place. Mitzrayim is related to the word Mitzarim, narrowness, constriction, emotional tightness, mental rigidity. All of the places that we live small in our lives when we know we're made for something so much bigger. So simcha poretz geder means that joy can be the thing that opens the door, that blasts through that ceiling above us, that says, I refuse to stay stuck here. We all have our own personal Mitzrayim. We have these patterns that we feel locked in, these voices inside of our heads that say, not you, not yet, not allowed. The places where we hold ourselves back just out of fear or out of habit. And simcha is what blasts through that. When we embody joy, not just as a feeling, but as a practice, as a way of being, we shatter the fences around our own sense of possibility. And that joy becomes an act of liberation. A few months ago, I was invited to speak at the annual women's event for Chabad of Simcha Monica. And this is not long after the Palisades fire. And my husband and I actually used to be on shluchas in the Palisades, in the Pacific Palisades in California. We were working with the teenagers in that community, doing sitin shluchas. And so walking into that room was a really intense experience because so many of the women were either from that community or women who were connected deeply to it. So the entire event was really deeply personal. There had been loss, there had been displacement, there was this collective grief hanging in the air still. But as the afternoon unfolded, just having all of these women in one room and us discussing these sorts of topics of simcha, of geula, of stepping into our full potential, that sense of simcha started to collectively unfold. We were able to tap into it together, even though there was so much going on. And it wasn't forced, it wasn't superficial, but it was this sense of real joy, the kind that comes from showing up for each other and for ourselves, and something started to shift. The energy in the room began to change, and there was this sense of release, there was laughter, and there were tears, and there was song and dance. And the room became this sort of vessel, not just for healing, but for breakthrough. And I got to understand something even deeper about this concept of simcha, poretz, geder, that it's not just about our own individual breakthroughs, our own individual transformation. It's also about what happens when a group of women decide to let joy be a form of strength, to say we are still here, we are still open. And that in itself is holy. It's like the women at the edge of the sea dancing and singing with Miriam, like they had all just suffered through a lot. Talk about overwhelm, right? And we had this moment of joy breaking through barriers, not just personally, but collectively. And that is the power of simcha. And this is the power of Naftali, of moving through the challenges that life throws our way and saying, I am still here and I'm going to celebrate that. You've done a lot over these 12 days. And if it feels like things haven't fully landed yet, that's okay. This is a practice. This takes practice. It's like preparing the field. You've tilled the soil, you've watered, you've created space. Just like in Shvat, things are starting to grow. And now you just move forward. You don't have to wait until you feel ready to make changes. You don't need to stall for more clarity. You don't need to hold on to something before you move into simcha. You are already in motion. You are joy in motion. So let's take a moment to seal this with our body. Find your feet, stand up, find your feet, plant them firmly. Notice where you are in space. Feel your legs, your ankles, your knees, your hips. And gently, whenever you're ready, I want you to just lift up a foot and take one small step forward. Literally just one step. Feel what happens in your body when you do that. Feel that shift take place. Notice how much information your body has to process to take that one step. That one step holds an entire shift of your being. You were stationary, now you're in motion. That's the spiritual path right there. It's presence, it's intention, it's direction. It's one embodied moment of saying, I'm not stuck here. I can move. I choose to move. I take joy in that choice. I take joy in knowing that I'm not stuck and choosing to move. Even one step forward is a declaration of that trust. That's the energy of today. It's not about leaping today. It's not about running. It's just choosing to move and to be in joy in that movement, trusting that even one step in the right direction carries infinite potential. And so I want to also invite you as we go back out into our days, especially today, just do something fun, something light, something that feels a little extra, something that brings you back into your body in a sweet, spontaneous way. Because Geula isn't just serious. It's not just about the work. It's joyful. It's embodied. It's alive. 12 days ago, we began with Yehuda and voice and standing up. Today, we land with Naftali and motion, moving in joy. 12 gates, 12 invitations, 12 intentions, 12 openings for Geula to unfold within you and your life. But we are not quite done yet because there's a 13th tribe. Levi, the one who didn't bring their own offering, but instead represented all of us. The one who served at the center, the one who gathered everything in. And so tomorrow, I'm going to meet you back here one more time for a busy Erev Pesach bonus day 13 episode. We're going to close together with integration and elevation and a reminder that your journey isn't separate from the collective. It's part of the whole. I will see you there.